G'day everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Works Plus Tech Talk Grinder Series. Today, we're finally going to be running the GK-850, the big dog of the range. Finally got my hands on this prototype, and I'm looking very much forward to running it. But before I get into it, I just want to have a little bit of a recap on the details. Not going too deep, this is all relevant to the test. Our last test was on the GK-700, and I'm still shell-shocked. I was blown away by the results. And I've been thinking inside my head, and I've been comparing the notes or the specifications between the 700 and the 850. And I'm very excited about doing the 850, but there's a few concerns that I've got, and I'm going to share them with you now. Some of the big noticeable differences between the 850 and the 700 is, of course, the footprint. The 850 is a bigger machine. It's also a lot heavier than the 700 as well, which you would expect. Has the same amount of power, similar to like the original 680s and 820s. So one of the things is majorly different, however, when you take a look, there's a few more slots on the 850 than there is on the 700. And the reason for that is because obviously it's a heavier machine, and you could do two things when you have a heavier machine. You could just put less or the same amount of tools on it and increase the weight, which is great if you have the thermal capacity in the tool to work. That'll just drive it. And you've got enough power in the machine and torque to turn them. That's going to equate to productivity. But as any professional concrete grinder would know, our biggest enemy when doing grinding is going to be the heat. So this has the capacity on the 850 disc to be able to throw more tools on there, bring the weight right back within the tolerance zone of the tool itself, so that it can continue to perform and you can run the machine at its maximum capacity. Now, herein lies my problem today. Every machine run that we've done, we've run with a full set of 18, at least for the 3-head machines, what we call a full set of 18 single soft segments. And to keep things fair, we're going to have to do the same on the 850. So keep your eyes open for the amps that we pull, and I guess also the way that we have the chassis weighted. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to begin with to create the same scenarios we have with the 700, where we have in the chassis all the way up and not split position on the 700, we've got a weight of 315 kilograms. Now, to give you an idea just how much heavier the 850 is, we have a head pressure of 385 kilograms at the 0 position. So that's with no split in the chassis. So in order for me to get close to that 700 weight, we're talking about being at 312 kilograms in position 8. So that's a big difference. So I think I'll start off there and then start dialing in a bit more weight. I think the amps are going to take it. I think we're going to run into some issues with the tooling. So that's why you might see me keeping that chassis back, just trying to keep those diamonds happy to get the best number out of it. And don't forget, even though the discs are at a similar speed, the distance that the diamond tools are traveling is further. So it's actually a faster tool speed, generating more heat. So these are all the things we've got to balance to get the best result out of this one. And I'm looking for a good result. Anyhow, shut up, Josh. Let's get going. Well, that was an interesting 15 minutes, I've got to tell you. We started out with the original game plan, trying to keep the weight similar to the 700, because when we ran the 700, I found that it was really at the upper end of the diamond's capacity. So that's the way we started it, with the weights back, running a similar linear speed on the tool. And that ran well for a bit, and I again got a little bit carried away because there was so much more capacity left in the machine. And then when I started to lean on it and put a bit more into it, speed-wise, a bit more weight, it didn't take long for those soft tools to give up on me. But we're really interested in seeing what the machine can do. So in favour of trying to keep things fair, but also trying to get a bit more of an idea of what the machine can do, I switched out the tool to the same configuration, a 30 in a medium bond. So same amount of tools, 18 of, medium, 30 grit, and got back to work on it. I bedded the tools back in to the same slab that we're on, and then kept on coasting. And that's when I was able to put a bit more weight on it and start to load it up. And the results are incredible, really. What I love about this machine is the capacity to move the weight on the fly and see what it's doing to the power. Speaking of the power, what really impressed me the most is just how much power it still had left in the bank. If I wanted to get more out of this machine today, I would need to change to a different set of tools. If I really wanted to take advantage of that power and the additional weight, I didn't come any further forward on the weight than 6. So I've still got a fair, another 40 kilograms worth of weight that I could put on those discs. So another set of tools, I reckon we could get some more, but trust me, when you see the numbers, you're going to think we don't need more. I was blown away by the dust that we collected in this run today. It's a record, a new record for now. And take a look at the bags down there. We pulled off 3 bags coming in at 98.5 kilograms. And it seemed to do it with absolute ease. And that's the thing that I really enjoyed about it. It just seems to do it with ease. It takes a bit more thinking as far as, we've got bigger discs, we've got, similar RPM, but much more weight. So we've got compromises to make in order to try and get performance, but those results are staggering as a starting point. So I'm really looking forward to getting some more work on this machine here and seeing what we can get out of it. However, for now, we're going to move all the furniture back. This is the last run that we're doing on this test pad. And so for the next ones, when you see the 850 out grinding, it's probably going to be on a live job. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. Stay tuned for more on what this baby can do when we get it all set up.